Shirley Temple. And we're just gonna go with it. I've been trying the Heatless curls that you do with like a scarf. So you set the scarf on top of your head and then you like wrap it around so it spirals out. Kind of like a French twist, but you're using a scarf in the middle of it. And this is the most successful iteration last night. This is like day 3 hair, I would say. And yeah, they're really pretty, and I'm trying not to like comb through them because they're not, heat set obviously, so yeah, I don't want them to like immediately fall. That being said, it's kind of giving like, I don't know, I feel like when I have the scarf in, I look like a milkmaid, and I was actually going to start the video with it in because I just wanted to let the curls set longer, and like it's a nice way to keep my hair out of my face, but it was just giving like a little too much milkmaid, so we opted out of that one, but now it's just giving like oh my god, like founding father's wig, I feel like. It is the morning. I'm drinking a little green smoothie. This has kale and banana, and I've been trying drinking whey protein because I don't need enough protein. I'm not like a gym girly or anything like that, but it is super important to eat a lot of protein, and I fall short in that often, so yeah. And then it has like mixed fruit, so like strawberries and mango and pineapple, and I think there's grapes in it, which is weird, but mixed fruits. It's very good. Oh, and banana and oat milk, I forgot. Those are like my base, always. It just makes like any smoothie so creamy. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm gonna do my makeup. Now This is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. Stretch. I really like this. I have it in the shade C11. I've had it forever. And I know you're not supposed to use old makeup. Like, let me preface what I'm about to say with that. But I also think, like, especially with nicer makeup, like, I feel like I go through, like, phases and seasons of, like, what I like to wear. And when I first got the stretch concealer, I really didn't like it. I just thought it was like, I thought it was like a, what is the word? Like a gimmick almost. Like, I just was like, oh, it's so, like sheer and, like, glowy, and, like, it doesn't cover anything, and, like, I felt like the shade didn't really work for me at the time, and, like, whatever, that was, like, years ago. But then, like, recently, I've found it again and been like, wow, I really like this product. And, like, I know it's not best practices, but I also think it's, like, sometimes I can be a little bit wasteful in the way that I, like, buy and consume, and, especially with, like, makeup or skincare or beauty products. And so, this is just my, like, I was gonna say it's a plug, but, like, you might not be into it. That's okay. It's just something that I've been finding with this product, I guess. So tomorrow is the beginning of Passover. If you're celebrating Chag Sameach, but I am going to Oregon for the weekend with some of my college friends to celebrate, and I'm really looking forward to it. We had a Seder last year here, and it was so much fun. Passover is one of my favorite Jewish holidays. I know there might be people who don't agree with me, but let me give you my little elevator pitch about why Passover is great. Because I've had to, like, pitch it to Jews that are a lot more Jewish than me, so here's what I love. I really love that it is a, like, I think, okay, how do I describe this? I think I also talked about this last year, but Passover is just, like, such a amazing time for reflection on systems of oppression as they existed in the Torah, and also as they exist in history, and also as they exist in modern times. I think it's this amazing synthesis of, like, past and present, and it was, like, one of the only Jewish holidays I grew up, like, religiously celebrating. If you don't know, like, my parents are not religious, but my dad is Jewish, and like, I don't know, I think my dad's kind of like cultural Judaism won out over my mom's, like, distaste for, like, you know, her parents, like, Midwestern Christianity that, like, was just the obligation of going to church because other people did, you know. And so I think, like, always when I was growing up, I mean, the celebration of Passover was like, very secular. It was always couched in, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that the Seders that I grew up having at my home were almost all people who were not Jewish. about 9/11 and the war in Iraq and like George Bush, and in more recent years talking about like the Black Lives Matter movement, talking about Palestine, and it always was this amazing moment where all these people in my life who I respected really like highly were sitting around the table talking about important issues and like wanting to hear my opinion about them too, which like as a child I feel like that's like an experience next to godliness, right? And you know, I think like the 4 questions really like teach us the importance of like hearing children's voices, and like I don't know, I really can't talk enough about how important Passover is to me. And it was amazing to go to college and be in this group of friends who were all like a lot, like many of them were more Jewish than I considered myself at the time, but they also had this really like great love of Passover. I'm just thinking about what I want to put on next, sorry. I've been really into this Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. This is another one that's like so old. Like, I don't want to talk about how old it is, but it is like, I love it, and it's like discontinued, but it is such a good foundation. You can like get it on, I recently found a bottle of it in my shade on Poshmark, and it was like new, so I bought it. But I realize it will not last so long. This is the It Cosmetics CC Cream. Just feeling like that's the vibe today. It's a little sunny. I want my SPF. I don't want like completely full coverage, but this product has really like exceeded my expectations. At first when I got it I didn't love it, but now as I've like used it more, big fan. It's like, I'm not good at finding like things that are the right undertone for my skin though. I'll say that, because like my skin is a cool undertone, but then when it has any color in it, it's like warm, and so then you think like, oh, a neutral undertone, like this is a pretty neutral undertone, but like as you can see, like compared to my neck, it looks very warm, which might just be the lighting, but like it's a struggle. So anyway, I am going down south to have a Seder with my friends. So yeah, we used to have a Seder over here in my family, and it became a really important event to me. You know, I would bring my friends, and like, you know, I think like it was just really important like throughout my life. And we did a Zoom one in 2020, like the first spring of the pandemic, but you know, the next year we faced the challenge of the fact that some people were ready to do an in-person Seder and some people, notably my parents, were not, and that was hard. I really wanted them to be more ready, and so that was a drag, but I'm gonna use this Milk Makeup cheek lipstick in the color Work, W-E-R-K. That's why I said it, in a funny way. So I was really missing going to Seder, and you know, I think it's also one of those things, like Seder is just like also the perfect moment. So basically it's like the retelling of the story of like how like Jews were slaves in the land of Egypt, and then like they were freed like by the grace of God, and also like the ingenuity of the Jewish people. And so like that is the backbone of Passover, and it is like a celebration of that freedom, and like you end the Seder by saying like next year in Jerusalem that like yeah, like, but like we have a lot of freedoms in our life, and there's a lot of people who don't have those freedoms, and like recognizing your position in the world, I think, let's see, I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Amber. Anyway, I could go on and on about Passover. It's a really important, it's always been a really important thing to me, clearly. So anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to this week. And so many thoughts about that. There's like a lot of drama, or there was a lot of drama. It has all since been resolved with the Seder, and like where it's gonna happen, and like who's hosting it, and like who's making food, and like is it gonna be like a traditional Seder? Because we like there's different levels of like Jewishness, if you will, in my friend group, and so like, you know, there's and there's also like a lot of guys, like a lot of people who aren't Jewish, and so like last year this is the Morphe continuous setting mist, and it's mostly, I don't think it's a very good setting spray, quite honestly, but it really helps your like cream products kind of like blend and meld and all those good things. But I think I talked about it last year, so if you're an OG, you might remember last year we hosted the Seder here, and like we're all in our 20s, right? And so like we were like, okay, we're gonna have a Seder, but like also the fun thing about Seder is that you drink a lot of wine. Like you drink a lot of wine, and so usually after Seder, like everyone is toasted. And okay, let's see. What do I want to do next? Oh, powder. So me and my friend had this idea we were hosting that we would have Seder, and when we were in college, we had these like parties. I'm sorry. We had these parties. We called them progressives. I don't know, like if that's a common thing or if that's just a thing specific to the school I went to, but because like the college was pretty small, we would have parties that would like go from like dorm to dorm and like house to house, and like you wouldn't stay one place for too long, and then like at some point everyone would like, someone would yell like progress, and you would go to another location, and like the day, but like the night, you know, the night of, like someone would like send out a list of like where the stops of the progressive were. I don't know if this is like familiar to you or not. So me and my friend, because it had been like last year, we hadn't seen all of our college friends in like I hadn't seen them since basically graduated, but like it had been a long time. We had this idea that we were gonna like have the Seder and then have it like turn into a progressive, where like we would go back and forth like between our houses basically, because we lived close to each other. The only thing was that Seder ended up taking so much longer than we thought, which is like usually what happens with Seder. Like it usually like is a long affair, which I think is the reason why some people who've never been to my family's Seder like hate Passover, because they're like, oh, it's just long and boring. We sit there and we pray, and then you know, for hours, and it's like, no, it can be really fun, I promise you. But so last year we had it was such a mess. Oh yeah, I don't even know how to like describe it. I think I talked about it last year. You could go find that, but like it like turned into a party basically afterwards. But then like also everyone was fucking tired because we'd all been cooking all day and like running around all day, and so like it was So it was generalized chaos last year. This year, we're still doing 2 locations, which I'm curious about how that will be. But there was so much drama about who was going to be hosting, and like, because I think also the fear was that, oh rats, I forgot to grab, oh no, I have my bronzer, don't worry, me. I think also like, because we have a lot of people who aren't Jewish and have only been to the Seder that we hosted, we were a little bit afraid that they only would see it as a party, or as like as a means to like drink and get drunk, which like it really isn't. And to like a lot of us who are more Jewish, like it is obviously it's not that like though that is like a fun byproduct that at the end then you're drunk and like then you can have a party and it's, you know, like 2 birds 1 stone. Oh my god, my friend the other day, we're talking and she goes, yeah, like you can feed 2 birds with 1 scone, and I was like, what? Are you joking? Like what did you just say? And she was like, 2 birds with 1 scone, and I was like, did you make that up? That is the funniest thing I've ever heard. And she was like, no, apparently PETA like came out and said that killing 2 birds with 1 stone was violent towards animals, and so they gave alternatives for things you could say, and one of them was feeding 2 birds with 1 scone, which IMHO is also like not good for birds. Like birds should not be eating scones, and yeah, you're not killing them, but like it's not good for them. You're not being nice to them. Anyway, but it was very funny, so I wanted to pass it along to you for you to use, and then for your friends to be like, what did she just say? It's a good one if you want to bamboozle your friends. Oh, actually, I still want the bronzer out. Damn, I've really gone off track from telling you what I'm doing. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer. It's a good bronzer. It's a tiny mini one, and so like, I don't know, but now that I'm saying that, because I was feeling like I needed to get a new bronzer, because my other bronzer, my favorite bronzer from Wander in the color Costa Ray, is running out, and I'm stressing about it. But I just realized, looking at this, that like I don't need to get a new bronzer. Like this is a very full bronzer that's good. Anyway, I don't know if I've ever finished this story. Basically, like the guy who was hosting was not Jewish, or like who offered to host because he has the biggest house. And then my friend got worried. She's much more Jewish than I. It's funny, like they say these words like more Jewish and less Jewish and like whatever. Like if you're not Jewish, I don't know. Like that might feel weird to you, but I feel like it's like a thing. Because like Judaism is like such a cultural like marker as well as like a religious identity, and so like I don't know, but oh my god, what was I saying? Yeah, it was just drama. I feel like I've said that a million times and I haven't like described it. Basically, my friend offered to host. He was like, we were really, everyone in the group was thinking bestie, and like then the group text prompted like a sidebar between like two of the people, and I was really not trying to get involved because like I can be kind of a busybody. I can be a little bossy sometimes. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm a little bit of a control freak sometimes. Like, not. I'm very type B mostly. Like, I think you could probably interpret that from just like the way that I am. But I also really want things to be the way I want them to be, if that makes sense. And like, and I think that is the moment where I can like fall into that kind of like busybody, like kind of attitude. So anyway, so the group text like started, then like spurred this sidebar text between like the like the person who's hosting and like my good friend who I was like who called me to like check in about what I thought about Seder, and then like it just kind of spiraled into this like both of us were feeling like it had really deviated from the mission. I don't know. But like, so then he texted her on the side and was like, hey, like da 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 da, and said like, oh, you know, let's have it like, it was all like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, he texted her and was like, hey, like, I just wanted to confirm that like it is gonna be a real Seder, and like I've talked to my like housemates about it, and they feel really good with like it being this like communal event and like yada yada yada. But then she screenshotted that and sent it to me, but she accidentally sent it in a group chat with my best friend who lives there, and the guy who sent the text and sent it in the group text and said, what do you think about this? And then he responded and he was like, what? He's just like kind of I don't know. And he was just like, what? And she was like, oh, sorry. And like then texted me and was like I sent this in a group text with him, and I was like, girl, that's like chaos. Like, how did that happen? And anyway, so, but at this point I feel really good about it, and I'm feeling really excited, and really excited to see my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm feeling like a little bit nervous about my health, and just like, this is the longest trip I've been on since, longest in time, not in like distance, but like the longest trip I've been on since I've been like really, starting to like understand the state of my health and like my health issues, and so I'm just feeling like a little nervous about that, quite frankly, because like I think there's always this desire when you're like with your old friends to like kind of perform your role in the group, if that makes sense. And like my role in the group is like unhinged. Like, I don't know, I'm like kind of the party whip. I think like that's how I see my own role. My friends might be like, girl, what? If things, makeup looks together. And like, I don't know why I keep forgetting. It's the old brain fog rolling in. I recently rediscovered this mascara in the scope of rediscovering things. This is the Essence Lush Princess. The pink one, the volume, and it's like, oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so cheap. Like, it stays so well for like a not waterproof mascara. I've been really in my like waterproof mascara bag because it's been winter. And my eyes just run and it's raining and yada yada yada. But like, she's a gem. Okay. Like, look at her. That's unreal to me. I think it's so pretty. Okay, I'm not gonna add more because it's gonna clump. And that's not the vibe. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up because I need to go switch my laundry. Oh my god. It is so funny though how like the stress of all the life tasks compounds the moment that you're like leaving. Like normally going to like pick up my Adderall is like not a stressful thing. It's just like, oh, let me go do that task, like, or doing laundry, or like, I don't know, doing life stuff is like not a stressful task. Doing my taxes, I don't really find that stressful. I think it's kind of fun. I love filling out forms. But like, okay, I just got this weird beauty lip oil. The one that everyone's like popping off about. And like, I really like it, but I've been trying to figure out like the best way to apply it. Cause like, I think it's an oil stain. Like it definitely has like a lasting pigment after the kind of initial oil comes off or fades. And so I want it to be really like pristinely in the lines of my lips. Isn't she pretty? I want it to be very like pristinely in the lines of my lips because I don't want it like them to stain outside of my lips. But because it's like an oil, it's a very like thin consistency oil, it feels like it might just slide out, you know? Okay, I hope that these clips didn't like severely fuck up these girls. No? Okay, here and now I'll like shake them out a little bit so you can see, but I just think it's so pretty. I've been like very into it. Because I don't like curling my hair, but I like having like curly wavy hair. I think it's a nice time. And yeah. Anyway, I think that's what we're working with today. You know, nothing to shake a stick at. This one is doing such a weird thing. It's just going wee. It's like it's got a mind of its own. All right. That's gonna be that. Oh, this is the finished look. Let's do a little bit of setting spray. Almost forgot. That's what's